Okay, this is going to be different since I'm going to review the girl with the dragon tattoo, the girl who played with fire or burned in fire, whichever I think it's played with fire, and then the girl who kicked the hornet's nest. This, of course, is also referred to as, I think it's the Millennium Trilogy. This, of course, is the original 2009 ones, not the one that had Daniel Craig. So the majority of these three movies focus on two people, Mikhail and Lisbeth. Lisbeth is played by, I'm going to probably butcher her name because sometimes, Nomi Rapace. If you saw Prometheus, she was the female lead. Wow, she does a fantastic job in this film. Essentially what she kind of is a highly skilled computer cracker and hacker. So she knows a tremendous amount when it comes to getting information from computers. The first movie is when she actually kind of meets Mikhail, when he's trying to kind of uncover what happened with like a bizarre Nazi cover-up. Okay. I should also mention too, these movies are brutal when it comes to acts of physical violence and sexual violence. So when you first meet the character of Elizabeth, she's rough around the edges. I'll say rough around the edges. And she's been considered to essentially be legally insane and therefore require a guardian. Her guardian, of course, essentially rapes her in order for her to get money. So the two of them work together to uncover kind of like you have a combination of a Nazi conspiracy and someone who's and a murder that's gone unsolved for a couple of decades. Beautifully well done. Just an amazingly solid movie. The sequel deals a lot more with Elizabeth and the people who kind of put her into the insane asylum, more or less. And if, in a way, kind of put a label on her that she's certified to be crazy, so therefore anything that she says or does, you can really easily dismiss because she's been certified. This also deals with a lot more of her background and the psychological and sexual and physical abuse she's endured. While that's going on, Mikhail is still working on his magazine. This time he's got a much more unique sort of story that he's working on. This one, of course, deals a lot with sex trafficking. So you have a combination of sex trafficking, which kind of links into the Nazi group from the first one, the Nazi cover-up, when it came to the alleged murder. So again, you get lots of violence and lots of sexual violence as well. And then Elizabeth gets to have a level of revenge upon the person who is kind of heading a group referred to as the Section that's kind of been making her life absolutely miserable. But then you get to the girl who kicked the hornet's nest, the last one. You can watch the first one by itself, and it's really solid. If you watch 2 by itself, you can understand a lot of it. 3 jumps right off from where 2 ended. I mean, the exact ending of 2 is practically the beginning of 3. So if you're going to plan on watching 3, watch 2. If you're planning on watching 2, watch 3. If you're going to watch 2 and 3, why not watch all 3? And the last one, of course, goes a lot more with the group referred to as the Section, and ties in every remaining partially loose plot thread from the previous 2 movies. And things that didn't seem like they connected are ridiculously connected. This is an amazing 6 hours and 45 minutes of film. I mean, this is just probably one of the best foreign language trilogies I think I've ever seen. Yeah, I saw it in Swedish with American subtitles. That's the only way to watch these sorts of movies. They do lose things in dubbing, they do lose things in translation, but wow, this was an immaculate movie series.